From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
Wish this was the magic cure, the silver bullet that's going to get it, and it's going to go a long way to making things better. But again, it's not the end all.
A doctor's warning to not throw caution to the wind, why he says not everyone will be protected by the vaccine.
The pandemic also impacting our oral health. We'll show you what dentists are now saying, why, and what you can do to fix the problem.
The governor makes a decision on whether to greenlight the release of a Bloomington man from prison convicted in a 1983 rape case. Why Mike Floyd says he should be set free.
Nobody should have to lose a child to violence. Not like this. Nobody. This is something that you don't want nobody ever to have to experience.
A family's plea for answers and justice after their loved one was shot and killed. What they need you to hear and what you can do to help.
Good evening and thanks for watching WRTV News at 6 on this Monday evening. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. It's a cold and gloomy evening across a snow-covered central Indiana. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here. Kevin, what can we expect for the rest of the night and what are you tracking for the remainder of the week?
I'm smiling, Amanda, because we're going to redefine cold. We'll have the coldest temperatures in a couple of years, it looks like, by the time we get to the weekend. Dry tomorrow, and with the north wind gusting to 25, it will feel much colder than the high temperature of 31. Thursday, storm system. If we see a wintry mix, it'll be brief, then to rain. Then we wait on the cold blast for the weekend. Let's get some more details on that. What will happen is cold Canadian air will surge into the northern plains, dropping to the southeast Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The core of the cold air will be here Monday morning. Temperatures for highs in the single digits to teens. And look at the low temperatures. Single digits Sunday, Monday, temperature of around 0 in the metro area. And I think it will be below 0 as you go north of Indy. We'll have more on that and zero in on the first storm system to deal with on Thursday. That's all coming up in just a little bit.
We'll see you soon. Thank you, Kevin. Thousands of more Hoosiers now have access to the COVID-19 vaccine tonight. Today, the Indiana Department of Health announced people ages 65 and older can begin scheduling appointments to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. Previously, those who were 70 and older were allowed to get vaccinated. Eligible residents, healthcare workers, and first responders can call 211 or visit ourshot.in.gov to make an appointment. These shots are free to the public. A caregiver or a loved one can make an appointment on behalf of an eligible person. So far today, 96,000 people between the ages of 65 and 69 have scheduled their appointments for vaccine. A new, larger COVID-19 vaccine site opened today in Noblesville. The exhibition hall at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds is now Vaccine Central. This week, 1,200 doses will be administered there. However, the space can be easily converted to vaccinate upwards of 3,500 to 5,000 people a week. Of course, that all depends on COVID-19 vaccine allocations and staffing. Hamilton County health officials say this vaccine is unlike any other when it comes to large-scale vaccinations, which is challenging.
Normally, you'd get somebody through, get them vaccinated, and you've taken care of your problem. Now we have to account for continuing to give first doses eventually and then taking care of our second doses.
The site at Hamilton County Fairgrounds is open from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday.
As more and more people begin getting vaccinated, a doctor has an important warning for Hoosiers. WRTV's Stephanie Wade shares why experts recommend against socializing in large groups even after receiving the vaccine.
It was one of the most exciting days of the whole year.
Elizabeth Groves Egan received her COVID-19 vaccine in December.
It was pretty spectacular. I felt very lucky to be able to get that vaccine so soon.
An ophthalmologist at St. Vincent, she works with people 6 inches from their face, putting her at very high risk of exposure.
Just to know that I'm probably not going to be able to bring that virus home to my family, to my parents, and to pass it on to my patients has just been a huge stress and emotional relief.
But even after receiving the vaccine, she says she's not letting her guard down. She hasn't changed her quarantine pool, only seeing family at this time, and still has yet to eat indoors at a restaurant since March.
I have lots of concerns about people just willy-nilly getting together after vaccination because unfortunately they're not perfect. We're seeing 94, 95% efficacy, which means 1 in 20 people still have that potential to get disease. It's not everyone's going to be protected.
Infection Prevention Medical Director at Ascension St. Vincent, Dr. Christopher Belcher, says a week or two after the second shot, people have reached pretty good immunity against COVID-19. But data is still unclear whether the vaccine reduces transmission of the coronavirus completely or just by a fraction.
And we don't know with the vaccine if people are able to still spread the disease. And we may be asymptomatically spreading it around. So lots and lots of concerns with vaccinated people, throwing caution to the wind.
Looking to the future as the virus continues to mutate, he has this warning for you.
My particular worry at this time, though, is that the South African variant and to some degree the Brazilian variant, from what we're learning, the vaccines may not be as effective, even for people who've had disease to get together. That may come around and cause a second illness. So we may be playing catch up with these strains. So I don't know that there's going to be a time when we can say it's safe to be around people because this virus is trying to get on top of the vaccine.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
The pandemic is also having an impact on oral health. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum explains what common issues dentists are seeing more of and how several factors, including stress, can have a major impact on your teeth.
Go ahead and just bite together for me and slide your jaw from side to side.
The pandemic has impacted everyone in different ways. And Dr. Tracy Williams says for some, it's taking a toll on their oral health.
We've seen about a 60% increase in oral conditions that are directly related to the stress that people are feeling during the pandemic.
Broken and cracked teeth, clenching, grinding, and other jaw pain. Dr. Williams says she's seen it all.
We are finding a lot of new people who have never had any issues with cracked teeth or with clenching and grinding their teeth that are in a significant amount of discomfort for the first time.
Shortly after we went into lockdown, I had a regular checkup with my dentist, and she thought that maybe I was grinding my teeth from stress.
Patient Tracy Mishkin says she knew she was experiencing stress due to the pandemic, but she had no idea the toll it was taking on her teeth.
Apparently, I can do a lot of damage to them without even knowing it.
She has since started wearing a night guard from the dentist and says she's lucky to have caught this early. That's exactly why Dr. Williams says it's important to keep up with your regular dental appointments.
A lot of times there can be things going on in your mouth that are causing problems that you can't feel yet.
And she says while you can't socially distance from your dentist, you can take comfort knowing they're taking extra steps to keep the office safe and prevent the spread of COVID-19. She says they use this cold fogger to kill airborne droplets, germs, and viruses. They also use this UV light tower in exam rooms. And she says they have a hospital-grade air filtration system in place.
I would put our air quality up against anyone else's.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
The number of daily newly reported COVID-19 cases continues to decrease in Indiana. Today, the State Department of Health confirms 1,733 additional cases of the coronavirus. A total of 628,391 people in Indiana have tested positive for COVID-19. The state also reports 16 additional COVID-related deaths. 9,613 Hoosiers have now died with the coronavirus.
In other news tonight, the governor has denied clemency for a Bloomington man convicted in a 1983 rape. Mike Floyd wants out of prison and says that he served nearly 40 years for a crime that he says he didn't commit. WRTV investigates. Kara Kenny first told you about the Floyd case in 2018, and she has an update tonight.
Mike Floyd was convicted in a 1983 Lawrence County case for rape, conspiracy, and criminal confinement and sentenced to 110 years. We talked to him in 2018.
So let me just ask you point blank. Did you rape?
No, I didn't. What happened to her is a tragedy. She did not deserve what happened to her. But I'm not responsible for that.
In 1997, WRTV was there as Floyd was back in court with new evidence. An FBI report that showed the semen found on the victim was blood type A, while Floyd has blood type O. Floyd demanded more DNA testing, but Bedford police destroyed the rape kit in 1995.
Why would you deny a person the opportunity to prove their innocence?
Floyd questioned why a man named Ron Deckard was released from prison in 1999. Deckard reached a plea deal in the same incident. Deckard admitted to kidnapping the victim and covering her face, but blamed the rape on Mike Floyd.
I deserve to be set free.
In 2018, Floyd appeared at his clemency hearing before the state parole board by video conferencing.
I had no prior criminal record. I didn't even have as much as a speeding ticket prior to this case.
In 2018, the parole board considered Floyd's request, as well as a 3-page letter from the prosecutor who helped put him away. Former prosecutor Don Hickman said another sample from inside the victim was the same blood type as Floyd, type O. Floyd just won't quit. Floyd has the charming ability to tell you just enough of the truth to make his accompanying lies seem believable. But in the end, his lies are just that, lies. The parole board made a recommendation to the governor, and then fast forward to January 26, 2021, a letter from the parole board. The governor denied clemency because of the nature of the offense, criminal history, and the best interest of society. Former prosecutor Don Hickman is happy about the decision, telling us it's unfortunate that our justice system allows a convicted rapist to continue to put the victim through mental anguish almost 40 years after the fact. But Governor Holcomb has done the right thing by denying Floyd's petition for clemency and finally putting an end to her nightmare. Mike Floyd can reapply for clemency in 2023. Otherwise, he will remain in prison until 2037. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
We are working to get a response from Mike Floyd on the governor's decision. However, the Indiana Department of Correction does not provide statements from inmates.
It's painful.
It's unreal.
It's a nightmare.
A family forever changed. The mother and siblings of Daryl Brown are speaking tonight after he was shot and killed last month. Our Nikki Dementri shares the family's plea for justice.
Daryl Brown, 25 years old.
He wanted life around him, just happy, joyful moments.
He was a father, son, uncle, and brother. In high school, a football star at Lawrence North, and after graduating, he joined the Army, stationed most recently in Hawaii, until his family says he was honorably discharged for medical reasons.
Everywhere you went, he would always smile. And he will call anybody his friend.
Friendly and outspoken with a big heart. Brown's brothers said he was a gamer, loved Madden, and always played as his hometown team, the Colts. They say he had dreams of becoming a music producer.
Did I get the call? The call nobody ever wanted to get.
Last Monday, he was found shot in the parking lot of his apartment complex on Indy's northeast side. Police say he died at the hospital.
We hear all the violence going on around Indianapolis, and when it hit home hard. And now we feel their pain. It's a pain that somebody shouldn't feel.
Brown's mother, Denise, says she spoke with her son often. She drove him to work every single day. In fact, the alarm to remind her to pick him up still rings. Hours before the shooting, she says they FaceTimed and ended the call with, "I love you."
And I'm looking for the call. I'm looking to say, Mom. I mean, I don't know if you can't ever put it into words. You can't never imagine this hurt, this emptiness, this sickness.
Denise says her son was on the right path, working towards his dreams, and while he didn't have a lot, he gave everything he had to others.
I expect to lose my child like this, not like this. Not at all. So, whoever did this, and somebody know. And like we always say, you can run, but you can't hide.
Brown's family wants answers, wants those with any information to come forward.
By you not telling, it's not right. And I hope your conscience can't let you rest.
They want justice for Darrell.
We can never get him back. trying to figure out how to live day to day is an ongoing process.
IMPD continues to urge anyone and everyone with information about this homicide to come forward. They urge you to call their office or the Central Indiana Crime Stoppers office. We have both of those numbers on our website, WRTV.com. For now, Nikki Dementri, WRTV.
As you know, snow was the focus over the weekend. Now it's all about the temperature as we go late week into next weekend.
And what went wrong for the Pacers on Sunday night? It all looked really good until it didn't. Coming up in sports, Brad's got a look at how less than 8 minutes was all it took for a disappointing result.
$8 drain cleaning special.
I can imagine either your dog loves the snow or doesn't want to go out at all. Those are probably the two extremes there, and you got to find a spot to get out and walk. Most of the sidewalks getting cleared now, but lots of yards still covered with 2 to 4 inches of snow in central Indiana, probably more than that to the north still. There were spots that had 6 to 8 inches from Tippecanoe County through Cass and into Miami. There's your big story. The coldest air is bottled up to the north for now. It will drop to the south, and this really starts on Friday, then Saturday, but Sunday and Monday, the two coldest days in the 7-day forecast now, as that cold air expands anywhere east of the Rockies. There's your falling afternoon high temperature. Sunday's high will struggle just to get out of the single digits. That sets the stage for what will become a very cold Monday morning. We may adjust these lower as we move closer, but right now 0 to 5 below from Indianapolis to the north and clinging to 1 degree in Terre Haute, Bloomington, and Columbus. Happy birthday, young man. He may be retired, but we still consider him a co-worker. Derek Thomas celebrating birthday today. This was a feature. He just had to join me one time for weather, so I enjoyed him. It's so funny because so often, you know, we worked together for over 3 decades, but rarely were we on TV together. So when he was in the studio, I had him join me for the weather. Happy birthday, Derek. Wind out of the northwest now. That keeps our temperatures feeling cold. These are the wind chill values. 19 in Greenfield, 19 in Terre Haute. Wind doesn't change tomorrow. It's just as strong, 15 to 25 out of the northwest. High temperatures, lower 30s. We will be slightly warmer on Wednesday. Temperatures warm by about 4 degrees. And then here comes the mixed precip first Thursday, quickly changing to snow. It looks like northern Indiana and all rain, the central and southern portions of the state. Potentials there for 1/4 to 1/2 inch amounts. 7-day forecast. Tomorrow is dry as well as Wednesday. Tomorrow's Groundhog Day. A mixture of clouds and sunshine Wednesday. Warmest temperatures on Thursday. False confidence, though. What goes up will come way, way down. And you can see the coldest air arrives over the weekend. That's when we have snow showers. 11 degrees Sunday and 0 in the metro area on Monday morning.
Yep,
we'll think about that for the next few days.
Oh, man.
It didn't come from us.
Right.
It came from Kevin. Well, the Pacers are looking to get back on track after a pair of tough losses.
And some news with the Indiana Fever tonight. Brad Brown has it all right now.
For the first 40 minutes of Sunday night's game, the Pacers had pretty much everything falling in their favor. They led by as many as 20 points, up 16 with 8 minutes remaining.
I have a lot of belief in the starting crew on this team. You know what I mean? I have a lot of belief on the guys that come off the bench. Just didn't work out the combination-wise there in the second half.
The numbers spell out a dismal finish. The Pacers were outscored 31-6 in that last 8 minutes. Attempted only 6 field goals, made just 1. 5 turnovers, 2 shots blocked. The chances of winning anything with that, 0.
I just think we settled on the three-point line a lot. I mean, obviously they're a great defensive team, and the 2-3 was working for them, so that's why they kept going to it. But I just think we settled and shot a lot of threes instead of attacking.
Kind of just stood around and passed to each other, but credit them for throwing a zone at us. I'm not sure we were expecting it, and that's on us as players. You know, we gotta be better.
But those final 8 minutes may be the worst stretch of basketball they've played this season. And you cannot do that against the 76ers, who have the best record in the Eastern Conference.
Move on. The season is a 72-game season, so that's the beauty and the curse of the sport. if you win, you got to move on. If you lose, you got to move on to the next.
The Pacers have some tough opponents over the next couple weeks. They're home against Memphis tomorrow night, then right up to Milwaukee on Wednesday to face the Bucks. The Pelicans and Jazz will be here this weekend on Friday and Sunday. Next week, a road back-to-back in Brooklyn and Detroit. The Indiana Fever are continuing their rebuilding process. The team signing veteran forward Jantel Lavender to a long-term deal. She played for Chicago most recently. Came to the Fever last August, did not play after having foot surgery. 2021 will be Lavender's 11th WNBA season. She won a league title with Los Angeles in 2016.
It's so weird because I always tell people, like, when you are like a natural leader, it's like you don't really think about that. It's so random. I remember back in 5th grade, I was just sitting at my graduation and my principal gets up and she makes this whole big long speech. And she was like, and the leadership award goes to Jantel Lavender. I was like, what? You know what I mean? It's like not something you're like, hey, I'm going in to be this team's leader. I'm just myself, you know what I mean? If I see where I can step in a situation and help somebody, it's not gonna be like every day, like, we gotta work today. It's just like when I see moments in time where I'm like, okay, she shouldn't be doing that like that. You know what I mean? That's when I feel like I'm gonna step in.
It's a multi-year deal for Lavender. The Fever have already begun some informal preseason workouts. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Rivers.com.
The national weather story from Philadelphia, New York City to Boston. Heavy snow, as much as a foot already on the ground. Local weather, cold and dry Tuesday and Wednesday. Warmer with rain developing Thursday, then much, much colder for the weekend. Mark and Amanda?
Thanks for making WRTV your choice for news.
World News with David Muir is up next. We'll see you at 7.